Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to do the our monthly mystery tackle box unboxing, and this month is for the month of September. We are already halfway through, so I apologize for getting to this one a little bit late, but we're past halfway through actually, halfway through the month. But some things have come up, and yeah, haven't been able to get to it yet. So till now, so we got another box here. And we're just going to dive right into this one here. First one out of the box here, we're going to just jump right into this one. This Googan Squad revolver, Topwater. It's a Whopper Plopper style bait. This color, it's the silver flash. See, there it is there. And it's got the prop part in the middle there. A couple hooks here that they keep attached with a small rubber band. You can see that. It's pretty nice to have. I'll throw these just like this until I use them. I'll throw them right in the box. And yeah, they keep pretty well free from tangles. This bait, I don't know why I'm putting it back in there. Grab it a little bit better here. Here we go. This bait, I don't know. It's a really good shallow water bait. You can throw it pretty much any time. What I really like this over a buzz bait is that you can pause this, and it's not going to sink down. I like to throw this around weed edges, and I won't throw it up in the weeds just because of the treble hooks. If you want to, you can risk that, but depending on where you're at, you're not going to get it through very well. You might get lucky, maybe you will, but when a fish bites it, make sure you got heavy line on there. And if they wrap you around the weed stems, the heavy line, you know, you might bend out these trebles. Although these trebles look pretty stout, look like pretty good trebles. But yeah, I'll throw this weed edges. I will also throw this on above submergent weeds as well. And you know, where the weeds start to drop off a little bit, that's where I like to kind of drag it over. Start up where the weeds come up near the surface, and as the weeds come down, drag it over top of that, and you know, you can pause it a little bit to vary your retrieve and see what they want the best. Solid bait. All right, this next one we got here is looks like the 8B8 Lab tournament winning action. It is a jerk bait. I'm trying to get the correct name because I have no idea what it is. It's the Fire Shad, and the color is Flamin' Shad? Flamin' Shiner, a little bit different. So it's Fire Shad jerk bait and the Flamin' Shiner color. Out of there. There it is right there. That's a nice little color for a jerk bait there, and it's a shallow diver, I believe. Doesn't really say. Sorry, it does say. It's a 3/8 ounce, 1 to 5 foot. So pretty shallow diver. Yeah, I would throw this in your typical spots that you would throw for jerk baits. This is just a different size. A different shape, I mean, and it's a little bit shorter. You know, it's not as long of a bait. You know, it's, what do they say it is here? 85 millimeters. You use your conversion. I can't convert that right now off the top of my head. But yeah, I'll throw this off of points, main leg points as you're dropping down. And then, you know, weed edges as well. And you can also bump this off of shallow boulders too. That's also a pretty good technique, especially for smallmouth. And this is a good color for smallmouth too, especially for up here in the north. Pretty good little bait there. Next bait on the list here, or not on the list, in the box, it's the Cranky Shad by Headbanger. And it's got the cup nose. Pull this guy out. There we go. There he is right there. And what I mean by cup nose is, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got a cup there. So it helps it kind of wobble, very erratic. And that's something that I like. It says it's slow sinking. So it's it can be a topwater bait. You can let it sink for a few seconds and then go underneath the surface. It could be a wake bait. Very versatile. This throw this around your typical topwater areas. Outside, since you got the treble hooks, stay away from inside the weeds. You throw it over top of the weeds, or around the weed edges, or boulders too. So I mean, I do like the Headbanger series of baits, because I like the fact that they're incorporating that in there. Kind of reminds me of the what is it called? It's an old Rapala bait. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'll put it on the screen here. But yeah, kind of reminds me of that a little bit. But good little bait, and I definitely can see that getting smacked. All right, next one. I'm not going to take this one out of the package. It's a jig, Guggen Squad. It's the bluegill color of the grass here. Almost said saucy swimmer. Definitely not a saucy swimmer. And yeah, this is a what ounce? Quarter ounce jig. I like this jig for a lot of different things. I don't use the bluegill color that often. I usually stick to either black and blue, green pumpkin, or white chartreuse. But the green, can't talk. The bluegill color does have a pretty good use for going in and out through the reeds when you're swimming it. It's obviously a bluegill, and it will get crushed. Same with all the other jigs that I've shown before. You can throw this. You can throw it just about anywhere. I really like these style of jigs because the Grassio swim jigs, because you can swim it in and out through most of the weeds that you're going to go through. It is probably one of the more weedless jigs you're going to have, and you can even drag it on the bottom as well. I mean, I do that all the time with these style of jigs. Very versatile, because you can drag it, you can swim it, and you can hop it. You can bang it off of rocks. It's not the best for it. For rocks, you're going to want like a football head style jig, but it can still work. But what you're looking for is a deflection off of objects, rocks, wood, or anything like that. The only thing is with this style of a head though, is if you're throwing it in wood and it gets into a part where a pinch point, it does get stuck a little easy, or a little easier than say some of the other jig styles. Very versatile jig. I highly recommend this style of a jig, just because you can throw it anywhere. Versatile, great for beginners, or any level. But I always have this style of jig rigged up in my boat, if not on the deck at all times. This next bait is the Tightrope. It's the Bite Getter spinner bait. It's a 1/4 ounce. So this is it's your finesse style spinner bait, and this is going to be great around docks. This is I can see smallmouth going after this very, very well. It's not that big, so they'll chase it down. The blades will help get them. The other thing I like about this is it's got a little bit of gold and white. So you've got a little bit of white, for your shad style colors, and then you got the gold. Smallmouth do like gold, in most areas, and then you got your flash. The flash is going to help draw them in, and the spinner bait's smaller than your traditional spinner baits, so they're more apt to bite this one. And this is, I think I said already, a 1/4 ounce, but the name of the color is called Gold Shiner, and this is new from Tightrope. It's a pretty solid spinner bait. I already have a few finesse style spinner baits that I like to throw around docks, and then I'll even throw them around pressured bass too, like largemouth even, and of course smallmouth, like I was talking about. Spinner baits are very versatile. You can throw them pretty much anywhere. These ones I do throw in and out of the weed stems, but I usually like to throw it, sorry, killed a spider. I like to throw it in and out of the weed stems. I will, if the pads aren't thick enough, I might swim it through some pads. But the problem with that is the pads are very strong, the stems are, so you get hooked up, you know, you possibility of getting hung up and bending your wires and losing your fish. But it can be done. I have done it. I've also lost some fish doing it too. So I don't recommend it, but you can try it. Other than that, you know, throw spinnerbaits around wood, any wood laydowns, docks. I think I already said docks, boulders. You know, swim over top of boulders, weed edges. Very versatile bait. Next one we got is the X Zone. It is the, just read it to you, Deception Worm in the Bass Candy color. This is your finesse style worm. And this is a great color for clear water. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's a great color for clear water. It's got a little bit of purple in there. It's got some purple flake, some gold flake, and it's kind of like your watermelon plastic. And these are 6-inch, and you get, wow, you get 15 in a pack. So that's pretty good. You get quite a few. And, you know, with bass, you know, since it's a finesse plastic, you'll probably go through quite a few too. Where do I throw this? You can throw it pretty much anywhere. If you Texas rig it, sometimes I'll drag it through the weeds, and I'll throw it around docks. If I throw it around docks, I'll put it on a shaky head. Probably about a 3/16 ounce or a 1/4 ounce shaky head. I've thrown a lot on the 3/16 ounce, and it's worked pretty well. Just toss it in there, let it sink down to the bottom. Sometimes it won't even get down to the bottom. Sometimes I'll crush it before it hits the bottom. And when it gets down to the bottom, if it does, then you just slowly drag it a little bit and you pause. I don't really shake these. Like on a shaky head, you know, the word shaky, I don't shake them. I drag them. Usually when I've shook them, I've watched the bass turn away. So when it's really a finesse pattern like this, I will just drag, or I might do a light hop, but I won't shake. You know, other than docks and, you know, weeds, and this is also very versatile. You can throw it pretty much anywhere. You can put it on a drop shot too. Get yourself a little ring around here, and just put your hook on that ring and wacky rig it on a drop shot. Or if you want to go a little bit heavier and get in the weeds a little bit, drop shot and Texas rig this right on there, just like you would a regular Texas rig, right on a drop shot, and make it weedless. You can get a lot of bites doing that as well. So this is a pretty nice little bait there, really good for some clear water. And you know, if the water's a little bit dirtier too, you know, you can still get the bites. Next up we have oh gosh, the Samatas baits. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm murdering the name. I don't mean to. And it looks like it is the hollow tip worm, I believe. Look at the card here. I didn't see a name on the package, but it's the hollow tip worm. And not sure the color, but I'll pull one out here for you. It looks like it. So this would be a good Ned rig or a drop shot. I really like, you know, the ribs here, right in here. A little different action on hollow tip here. It's got a little hole in there too. I don't know if you can see that. Be good to you could probably throw in a little rattle in there, or you know, if you really want to, they make these. I don't know the name of them, but you can put like maybe put a little piece of foam in there so it floats. Something that helps it float a little bit. So So when you got on your drop shot or your net head, the tail floats up. And this looks like a green pumpkin. It's got a lot of fine salt on it. It's like a green pumpkin with, let me take a look at this here. It's hard to see, with blue flake in there. And yeah, like I said, drop shot or a net head. This looks like a pretty good little bait here for that, and could get some good bites. This tail is gonna give you some action in the water, which is a good thing. You want that, and you can even, with the net, you'll just drag it on the bottom, and areas to throw it around boulders. Very versatile. You can throw it anywhere really. They even make weedless net head jigs. So I can see this working very well, especially on smallmouth infested waters. Next out of the box here is the Spear Point 4-aught V grip hooks, the EWG, and these hooks they would complement your finesse worms here. Or these hooks are too big for the net baits, but it would complement the finesse worms. These are good hooks. They've got a really good sharp point, and if you watch some videos, Scott Canterbury, he uses Spear Point hooks, and they stick. They stick to him really good. A couple of times he had a hard time getting the hook out. They stuck so good. So that's testament that these are some really good hooks to use, and not too much else to say about them. I mean, you're gonna throw them with plastics, whatever you want on there, a beaver style bait or a worm. So pretty good hooks here. Alrighty, last thing out of the box here is the decal from Catchco. Pretty cool little bass decal here, smallmouth bass decal. That's gonna go on the truck, not on the truck, it'll go on the camper build, the drawer, and pull out of the truck. And that's gonna do it for this box. That was a pretty solid little box for September. This is the Bass Elite unboxing for September. And we got some more videos coming up. The season's starting to slow down for me, so we're our videos, we're not going to have a ton of videos. I mean, I'm still going to try to get quite a few videos out for you guys, but season's starting to slow down. Work is picking up, so I'm not able to get out as much. But we'll see what happens here. And I got work getting done to the boat here, to the trolling motor. We got the new trolling motor, installed. It's not ready yet, not hooked up to power, but we are going to have the trolling motor foot pedal tray installed, because I don't have a decent tray up there for it. And the old one that was on, well, that was really weird. I don't know why I did that. I just saw my front camera lens just go like this. Sorry. But if you stuck around for this, thank you. I really appreciate you guys watching. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next video.